can the Titans win a Super Bowl with a run-first mentality? But let's hear again from new Titans GM Rand Carthon when asked that question on Friday in his intro press conference.
You played running back. Your dad was one of the best running back coaches and offensive coordinator. Do you think a team can win a Super Bowl in today's NFL built around a running back?
Yeah. I mean, I joke and I say, it's cute to play, Golden State Warriors football on, October, September. But when those conditions change and you can't throw the ball up and down the yard, you better be able to run it and you better be able to defend it. And I think if you look at the teams that are in the playoffs that are still playing at this stage, everybody's able to run the ball. So I think, that you can win championships that way.
There's Rand Carthon asked, can the Titans win, or can any NFL team win a Super Bowl built around a running back? So that's that question. But our question today, can the Titans win a Super Bowl with a run-first mentality, which is what they had?
Two different things, right?
And that's why I brought that up. Two very different things, right? So let's again, that's that question. Our question is more of a broad situation. We don't want to single it out though. But can the Titans win a Super Bowl with a run-first mentality? So Zach, I'll send you to the chat where there's been a lot of activity.
Mikkel says no. Darren says no. No coming in there. Tighten Up says no. Kick says no. Noah says hell no. Absolutely not from Jarrell. Shannon says yes. Mikey says no. Deshaun Washington says no. Stephen Henry, Titans man. John says yes, depending on matchups. Guy says yes. Sure can from Roy. Yes, sir, from Timothy. Can't believe says no. Run first, no from Glenn. Demario says yes. Jared says no. Needs to be a feature, not the focal. So that's a very good comment right there, I think, from Jared. Honky Tonk says no. Johnny says no. Denise says nope. Kenny, yes, with an offensive line.
Oh, yeah.
Michael says no. Major Key says yes, but have to have throwing power as well. Zoe says no. Blaine says no. Hell no from Wilbur. Eric says yes. I mean, we've got some different sprinkles of yeses, but the majority has been, N-O when it comes to that. Clayton Smith says yes. Big no coming in there. Yes with a good defense. So, and Kick It throws some lunch, but he says throwing the football like Golden State in September, October allows the defense to back off the box. Thus, in November, December, the holes open up more for King Henry.
Yeah.
And then Gary 2 times comes in with a little lunchbox money and says, just like Rand press conference, the Titans can win being run first, but the passing game has to be a collaboration, not like what we saw this year where it was very one-sided.
Sure. And real quick, Joey says Henry is 30 years old. No, he's not. He is 29. And Derrick Henry will be 29 until week 18 of this upcoming 2023 season. So he will be 29 until the playoffs next year in that last week. So here's how obviously you have to be able to throw the football in the NFL in the year 2023. There's no doubts about that. But can the Titans win a Super Bowl with a run first mentality on offense? Yes. Yes, they can. And I have a caveat to it. And again, I think we have to look at, I already mentioned this, but rushing yards of teams that won this past weekend. The Chiefs, 144. Philly, 200 plus. Cincinnati, 172. And San Francisco, 113. But San Francisco also outrushed the Cowboys by 40 yards, right?
What was the other difference in those games? What was the biggest difference in those games?
Oh, turnovers.
Were opposing turnovers.
Zach,
That's what it is.
Zach,
Dak Prescott, Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence at the end. The fumble, turnovers on offense right there, and Danny Dimes trying to do not even playing correct.
And so again, Zach, I understand game scripts happen, and that's what we've talked about when it's been good for the Titans. It's been because, the whole stat that I thought was ridiculous that people leaned on was, the Titans are 13-0 when Derrick Henry runs for 100 yards in a game. Well, yeah, because they were up, and so they kept running the football, and he got volume stats. Like, yes, that's true, but you go back and you look at, like, even the Bengals yesterday, Zach, because you're right, the touchdown early to Jamar Chase from Burrow was a great play and a big deal. But
set the tone for the entire game.
But Joe Mixon was also really good and effective running the football on that opening drive. He had a first down run of 5 yards. Then he had a first down run of 10 yards that created another first down. So it wasn't like the Bengals just ran for 170 yards after they got a 14-0 lead. They were effective running the ball early, and it helped them, and they were able to pound the Buffalo Bills in their own stadium in the snow. And so when you look at what the Eagles were doing, they got up early and they were able to run with a bunch of different guys, including the quarterback. And, we know what that is. We know what the Niners have with McCaffrey, with Elijah Mitchell, who Rand Carthon had a great story about, and with also the do-it-all guy like Deebo Samuel. And so I think the answer is yes. The Titans can win a Super Bowl with a run-first mentality. But here's the issue. What I just named and am going off of the Bengals, the Eagles, and the Niners. Those teams have multiple running backs who can get it done. Mixon, Pirine, the Oklahoma duo. Then you've got the Eagles, who've got like 4 guys, if you include Jalen Hurts, with Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, and with Kenny. I lost his last name, but who had a big game, Kenny Gainwell, who had a big game on Saturday night. And then the Niners, who you've got 3 guys who could run the football and be as dynamic as possible right there with the ball in their hands. So that's the problem. The problem isn't the mentality of the offensive philosophy. The problem is the fact that it's centered around one guy, and they've never had that counterpunch to Derrick Henry to go along with it.
Andre's getting the love of the show because this is what I would come back to everything that you said. My answer is with the chat. My answer has always been no, and it continuously is no. But Andre brings up this. All those teams that you said have a legit passing threat. And Austin, how you said those teams got up and they maintained and controlled. Yeah, the Titans win that way. But when they don't have the luxury of having a lead, they blow. They're not very good. They can't come back. They don't have the passing threat. They don't have the quarterback. They don't have the offensive. They don't have the structure or the mentality. It's not run first anymore when you're down by 10 points with 4:27 left to go in the clock and you only have 2 timeouts. That's the difference of why the answer is no. Because the last part of the question is win a Super Bowl. It's not to get back to where they've been. It's not to get to a divisional round. It's not to host a playoff game. It's to win a Super Bowl. And this is why you're wrong in what I think the chat is saying and what I am saying is if the game goes according to script, the Titans can win.
Yeah.
But the likeliness of you winning 4 games going according to script to win a Super Bowl is slim and none. It just doesn't happen in the playoffs. Like the Cowboys yesterday, that game did not go accordingly. They would have liked it to be a different type of game, but it wasn't. They couldn't stop the run. But the 49ers had the luxury of having the lead. They may not have that luxury when they go against the Philadelphia Eagles on the road in the Link. That's why the answer is no.